You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do.
The world teeters on the razor's edge of global catastrophe. As U.S. officials confirm, America could be just 48 hours away from direct military engagement in the deadly war consuming Israel and Iran war. Well, Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has rejected Trump's demand for unconditional surrender. Trump is keeping his cards close, saying he might or might not attack Iran. Russia warns the world is millimeters away from catastrophe. Germany is urging the U.S. to join Israel's war efforts, while France warns Trump of the chaos ahead. But first, let's get you the latest. Explosions thunder through Tehran and Tel Aviv as the sixth day of the war between arch and nemesis Iran and Israel claims at least 585 Iranian lives and leaves 1,326 wounded, while Israel mourns 24 dead and dozens more injured. Tehran burns under relentless assault. Fresh explosions rip through the Iranian capital's eastern districts as at least 5 towering columns of black smoke poison the skyline. The city's southeast quarter resembles a war zone as Israeli precision strikes rain down with devastating accuracy. The IDF claims a staggering 1,100 Iranian targets have been destroyed since Friday. Iran's Supreme Leader refuses to concede in a defiant televised address that reverberated across the region. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei declared his nation would never surrender to President Trump's ultimatum. His chilling warning to Washington, intervene at your peril, for America would face irreparable damage supporting its Israeli ally.
Telling the Iranian nation to surrender is not a wise thing to say. Wise people who know the region, the Iranian people and its history would never say that. Whom should we surrender to? Iran is not a nation to surrender.
A short while ago, speaking to reporters, President Donald Trump left the question of whether the U.S. will join Israeli strikes on Iran up in the air, while asserting that Tehran had reached out to seek negotiations.
Will you strike the Iranian nuclear component? And what time exactly, sir? Sir, would you strike it? Would you please inform us so we can be there and watch? I mean, you don't know that I'm going to even do it. You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do.
All right. Trump also said that Iranian officials suggested coming to the White House for talks. But the U.S. president said it is very late for talks now. But moments after his remarks, Iran's mission to the UN has denied Trump's claim and said that no Iranian official has ever asked to grovel at the gates of the White House.
I said it's very late. You know? I said it's very late to be talking.
Mr. President.
We may meet. I don't know. There's a big difference between now and a week ago, right? Big difference.
The stakes could not be higher. Trump must decide whether to plunge America into a war against Iran that risks dragging Washington into a catastrophic West Asian conflict, or seize the opportunity to eliminate a nuclear-armed foe forever. Mishandling the situation could pull Washington into a major conflict with dangers and unpredictable consequences for Americans. Washington is rapidly shifting military assets into the region. Warships and aircraft pour into West Asian waters and airspace as the Pentagon insists that these are just defensive moves. Though few believe such hollow assurances as tensions speak louder. Iran's retaliation plan is already in motion. Given Khamenei's defiant stance, Tehran is poised to unleash devastating strikes on U.S. military bases across West Asia the moment Washington joins Israel's war efforts directly. Iranian officials have revealed the terrifying strategy. American forces in Iraq would be hit first, followed by expanding attacks on every Arab nation hosting U.S. bases. Tehran warns the assault would be systematic, brutal, and designed to inflict maximum casualties. Iran's final card could cripple the world economy. Officials warn Tehran may mine the Strait of Hormuz, the planet's most critical oil choke point, potentially strangling international shipping and triggering an energy price explosion that would perhaps devastate global markets. The domino effect is already beginning. Iran's Houthi proxies stand ready to resume missile strikes on Red Sea shipping, while Tehran's terror network across the region awaits orders to unleash chaos. The countdown has begun. In 48 hours, the world may never be the same. And joining us in Gravitas, we have with us my colleague Susan Tehrani. Hi, Susan. Trump has not given any confirmation on whether U.S. will join the conflict directly, but what he has said is that it is too late for any kind of negotiations with Iran. Get us up to speed with those big statements from the U.S. president on Iran.
Yeah, big statements indeed. It seems that the president has poured the cold water on any prospects of some sort of negotiation regarding Iran's nuclear activities and program and some kind of a settlement and deal between the two sides. Now, it's important to note that his comments come at the backdrop of recent statements asking Iran to surrender unconditionally, and Iran's supreme leader saying that they won't surrender. Just a few minutes ago, we heard President Trump respond to those comments by Iran's leader when asked by journalists what he says to Iran that says we're not going to surrender. He simply said, my response is good luck. The situation is very tense, as you mentioned. America says all options are on the table. Whether or not the United States will get involved, some analysts believe in the next 24 to 48 hours, according to President Trump himself, saying the next week or maybe less than a week is very important, is anyone's guess at this point. But there is that option where the United States would have to go in and destroy Fordo nuclear power plant, which is underground and which only the United States has the capability to destroy. Will that happen? Well, the world's watching.
Right, Susan, the next 24 to 48 hours is indeed very crucial, but thanks for getting us the latest from New York.
Ayatollah Khamenei tweeted almost every day, death to Israel.
I want to see no nuclear weapon in Iran.
Israel is going far beyond targeting infrastructure or nuclear sites in Iran. It has now zeroed in on the heart of Iran's most powerful military force, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRGC. Israel has carried out coordinated precision strikes, eliminating senior commanders within the IRGC. And well, the pattern is repeating. Every time Iran promotes a new figure to replace the fallen, Israel strikes again. And for the second time, Israel has eliminated Iran's wartime chief of staff, General Ali Khamenei, who was not just the wartime chief of staff, but he was also known to be a trusted military advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Khamenei died in a targeted airstrike on a military emergency command in Tehran. That strike has reportedly severely impacted the Khatam al-Anbiya network, the emergency command network. Notably, Khamenei was appointed after the previous chief, we're talking about General Ghulam Ali Rashid, who was taken out in an earlier Israeli operation. And this is not any kind of coincidence. This is systematic targeting by Israel in a bid to dismantle Iran's military decision-making core. But Israel's military objectives are not limited to individual commanders. Airstrikes have also destroyed facilities operated by the Quds Force, the IRGC's Overseas Operations Unit, while weapon factories, training grounds and strategic command posts have all been targeted in waves of airstrikes. And Israel has also been conducting cyber attacks aimed towards weakening the IRGC, which is one of Iran's oldest and most powerful financial institutions. Iran's state-owned bank, SEPA servers, has been hit by a major cyber attack. Predatory Sparrow, which is a hacker group believed to have ties with Israel, claimed responsibility for that cyber attack, further alleging that the bank was targeted for funneling funds to Iran's military. But to fully understand what's at stake here, we need to first understand what the IRGC represents. Formed after the 1979 Islamic Revolution, the IRGC operates independently from Iran's regular armed forces. With over 640,000 members, it commands ground forces, naval units, aerospace divisions, and the Quds Force as well. Now, its influence stretches well beyond Iran's borders, and it exerts immense control inside Iran too. The IRGC's Basij militia forms a powerful reserve force, often deployed to suppress domestic dissent. What makes this body even more formidable is that it reports directly to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Many countries, including the United States, have officially labeled the IRGC as a terrorist organization. And reports say Khamenei has delegated key power to the IRGC's top military council, amid claims that Khamenei himself has been moved to an underground bunker. The targeted strikes against high-ranking IRGC figures signals that Israel is perhaps aiming to not just defend itself, but also at weakening Iran's decision-making powers amidst the ongoing war which has entered day 6. Israel has been bombing Tehran relentlessly. Iran, on the other hand, has fired over 400 missiles at Israel. Israeli air defenses have struggled to stop the incoming missiles, and now Iran has unleashed a new missile, a hypersonic missile. This comes at a time when Israeli Iron Dome has less than 2 weeks of ammunition left. Our next report telling you more.
The Israeli skies are ablaze with a relentless storm of missiles. Streaking like fiery comets in the twilight. Sirens wail across cities as Iron Dome batteries scramble to intercept a barrage of incoming threats. Each explosion lighting up the night with deadly flashes. the destruction in Israeli cities is devastating. Buildings reduced to rubble. Vital infrastructure crippled and civilians caught in the crossfire. The war's sixth day has delivered a seismic shock. Iran has fired its Fatah-1 hypersonic missile directly at Tel Aviv, marking the first time such a weapon has been used in the conflict.
We extend our congratulations to the devoted commanders and fighters of the IRGC Aerospace Force over the 11th wave of the proud Operation True Promise 3, carried out using first-generation Fatah missiles that marks the beginning of the end for the so-called legendary air defenses of the Zionist army and the confusion and self-harm among the Zionist thugs.
The Fatah-1, developed by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and unveiled in 2023, is a medium-range hypersonic ballistic missile with a range of 1,400 kilometers. Easily enough to reach any target in Israel from deep within Iranian territory. What makes the Fatah-1 so terrifying is its speed and agility. Traveling at up to Mach 15, it can cover the distance to Tel Aviv in mere minutes, while its maneuverable re-entry vehicle allows it to change course mid-flight, evading even the most advanced missile defense systems. But Fatah-1 is just the tip of Iran's missile spear. The Islamic Republic's arsenal includes the Emad and Khaybar-Shekan medium-range ballistic missiles, both capable of striking Israel with ranges exceeding 1,000 kilometers. While Emad can carry 750 kilograms of munitions, Khaybar-Shekan can carry a payload of 600 kilograms. These missiles, combined with the new hypersonic capability, give Iran the power to strike deep and hard, overwhelming Israeli defenses. Israel's air defense network is now under unprecedented strain. Aero interceptors costing $3 million apiece are being fired in huge numbers in a desperate bid to shield the nation. Intelligence sources warn that at the current rate, Israel's missile stockpiles could be depleted in just 10 to 12 days.
Over 6 days of fierce exchanges, Iran's missile and drone salvos have killed dozens in Israel. Israel's air raids have left hundreds injured in Iran. Despite bombing Natanz and other nuclear sites, Israel has failed to inflict much damage. Now the big question: will the US unleash its 15-ton monster bomb, which Netanyahu is asking to take out Iranian nuclear sites? Our next report telling you more.
Tehran is burning. Iran is under relentless assault. Israeli fighter jets have been bombing death from the skies. Over 1,100 targets have been hit by the Israeli military. Israel has taken out Iran's top military and nuclear scientists. Israeli forces claim near total control of Iranian airspace. But one target remains beyond its reach: the Iranian nuclear facilities. All of them buried deep inside mountains. Built strategically and fortified, 2 Iranian facilities have suffered some damage, but overall they remain intact. A powerful American bunker-busting bomb is the only weapon capable of destroying Iran's deeply buried nuclear facilities. making it President Donald Trump's weapon of choice if he chooses to militarily back Israel. The GBU-57, a 13,607-kilogram warhead capable of penetrating up to 60 meters underground before exploding, is missing from Israel's arsenal despite its stated goal of preventing Iran from building a nuclear bomb. These bombs are fitted with a smart fuse that delays detonation until the maximum penetration is achieved. The US can't simply transfer these heavy bombs to Israel. Only America's B-2 bombers can carry this monster. And only the US Air Force has the reach and the arsenal to obliterate Iran's nuclear ambitions in a single devastating blow. Satellite imagery indicates there are now 10 US heavy bombers, 6 stealthy B-2s and 4 B-52s on Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. The distance between the Indian Ocean island and Iran is some 3,795 kilometers, which is well within the range of these American bombers.
The use of the heavy ordnance that only the United States has that would have to be used to destroy, for instance, the Fordo uranium enrichment facility, which is buried under a mountain. And a facility that's designed so you can't just send a cruise missile in through the door. It doesn't work that way. But the U.S. has capabilities that the Israelis don't, as good as the Israelis are.
However, even this heavy bomb has its limitations. This bunker-busting bomb would face a challenge to reach Iran's deepest nuclear facilities, at least some of which are known to be about 800 meters down beneath layers of reinforced concrete. But military experts say the explosion at a depth of 60 meters would have a chance of destroying what was beneath it. As the world debates intervention, German Chancellor Merz bluntly declares that Israel is doing the dirty work for all of us, insisting that America must now shoulder its share. Qatar issues a strong warning. Any strike on nuclear sites risks a catastrophic fallout for the Gulf and beyond, urging restraint and international intervention to prevent disaster. Bureau Report, WION The World.